The number one thing people are judged by today is their looks. And I can say that by a landslide. You know what I mean? Like, personality only matters to a point where if you're good looking enough, then okay, then personality comes into effect. If you're not, then, what the fuck does it matter? You know what I mean? Even the worst motherfuckers, like the worst of the worst human beings that are still attractive, will probably have more opportunities than you ever will in your life if you're ugly. And if you're hearing what I'm saying right now and you probably think, oh, well, you're talking about some bullshit, Nick. No, the fuck I'm not. I've experienced it myself. I used to be chopped as fuck a good 3 years ago. I was genuinely a child, bro. And I had some time. Obviously I improved. And we're not doing as bad. Actually, I would say we're not doing nearly as bad. But there's definitely a huge difference. But I can 100% confirm that people treated me different because I was ugly. Okay. I mean, this is a worldwide thing. And it's kind of because of the internet. I'm not gonna lie, the internet has ruined a lot of things for people in general, especially for my generation. Like, we're the ones who are supposed to grow up and fucking, take control of the country and shit. Like, dude, how are we gonna do that when all we do is sit on our phones all day and, do some stupid fuck shit like most girls do today? I'm not saying they're all bad, but it's the 99%. It's literally the fucking majority. And no one can tell me otherwise because it's 100% fucking true. I've never been judged more than when I was ugly. I mean, like, if you're a good looking dude, you're just not gonna fucking get that. No matter who you are as a person, it genuinely does not matter in this day and age. All that matters is how you look, bro. That's really all that fucking matters. You could be the nicest guy, you could be, this and that, but it doesn't matter if you're ugly. It doesn't. And that also ties in with fucking hypergamy, bro. The dating market is cooked because of this. It's not only dating though that what's it called? That fucks it up. But it's also everywhere else, you know what I mean? Like, you're way more likely to get a job or, go on to be successful in life if you're better looking, you know what I mean? Like, if you're ugly as fuck, people automatically are just not gonna want to be near you or be associated with you. The only time I would think where looks don't really matter is if you're friends with somebody, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of girls will say, oh yeah, I don't like him, or like they will reject you purely based off of looks, you know what I mean? Like, you could be the nicest motherfucker ever. You could say the nicest shit, you could do the nicest things, but it doesn't matter. The guy who is better looking than you and more her type, but doesn't reply at all or doesn't do jack shit, will still win her over every fucking time because of looks. I mean, like, I've experienced this thing before. It's not like I'm just saying shit to say shit. It's like I've experienced it, bro. I've seen it myself as well. I have a good couple of friends. I have one friend specifically who's like ugly as fuck, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, he is not a very good looking dude at all. But he somehow still manages to get girlfriends, and I feel like the only reason why is because he just happens to be rich. Like, that's literally the only reason why. And so, they're using him for his money. Oh my fucking god. So they're using him for his money, not only his money, but also they're using him just, as a fucking, I wouldn't say a stress reliever, but I guess just to fucking talk to them. You know what I mean? And all the fucking time, the relationship end up in some bullshit, because, like, he doesn't realize, obviously, because he doesn't give a fuck. But, he probably should. I mean, like, it's fucking 2026, bro. It's not that hard to, like, have some likeness for, caring for yourself. Not just being a fucking, like, fucking chod-ass dude who doesn't do jack fucking shit and who can't even fucking take care of himself or, at least try to look better. But yeah, no matter what, looks will always be the most important thing. And I'm a smart individual, but even I can realize, like, that doesn't matter anywhere else. Like, what's the most important thing in life? what's your goal as a human? Especially, I mean, for me at least, it's to, live good, but also to have a family and, continue your lineage, right? Now, I'd rather be forgotten, but that's a me thing, you know what I mean? But in general, with people. But let's be honest, how easy is that gonna be if you're ugly? You know what I mean? Because like it's like all these girls now, especially, they want the good-looking dudes, but like next thing you know, you're fucking 30, and you're single, and you're doing jack shit in life, and so eventually you're gonna have to settle with someone else when you could have settled for someone better earlier on, but oh, he was too ugly. I wanted this guy. Yeah. So that's the thing, bro. People are dumb as fuck, and the people who aren't dumb as fuck are the people who, the girls. They don't fucking care, bro. They don't realize this shit. No, none of them fucking realize it. And to the people who go and say, "Oh, well, males do the same thing." You know what I mean? Males also want better looking people. Yeah, but it's so much fucking less. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not saying this is like not true information whatsoever. I'm saying that a guy would be perfectly happy with settling with an okay looking girl when he's okay looking, rather than you know someone else who looks better. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't. So whether or not you believe that, there's the honest truth. So yeah, I mean, looks really are the number one most important thing. Like that bases off what people are gonna think of you, whether or not people want to be around you, and the opportunities you will have later in your life. But to be honest, it's also one of those things that are relatively, I wouldn't say relatively easy, but they're not super hard to fix. You know what I mean? Like if you spend a good year, 6 months even, and just try to focus on change or try to focus on looking better, you'll probably be able to do it, or you will probably notice a difference in at least 6 months. If not, then, something later. But you will notice a difference eventually, 100%. I don't doubt it that, you know, you will eventually notice a difference. And, change is not that hard. Like, I've done it, man. But another thing is, it is most of the time genetics. Not only genetics, but also um, puberty. Like, you might be ugly now, but, you just give it a couple years and that bitch will kick in and you'll be fucking way different. So, that's always an option, just start giving a fuck and it won't be that hard. Instead of just being fucking lazy and do jack shit all day. And to be honest, I low-key do jack shit all day. And I look better than a lot of people, bro. A lot of people I know, too. That's the thing. It's like, I know a lot of people, not that I'm super close with them, but I know a lot of people. And I don't do shit, and I look better than them. So, reminder, it's all genetics, and, but, base topic, it's all looks. It's all looks. That will, at the end of the day, control what you can and cannot do in life. Maybe you don't believe that, and, if so, that's alright. Go ahead, believe whatever you fucking want, but, give us some time and you'll figure it out that, maybe the idea that looks are way more important than you think isn't really that crazy. Because bottom line, it's not. It's very true, you know, the longer time you spend thinking and the longer time you spend on the internet looking at this shit. So yeah, I mean, if anything, just blame the internet. That kind of fucked it up for us as an entire like human fucking species. But if anything, it's easier to just not worry about it and go the fuck outside and just spend time with nature, because nature is more beautiful than any human will ever be. That'll be all for today. I hope y'all enjoyed watching. You know, simple topic, relatively, but very important. Okay, more shit coming soon, maybe. I don't fucking know. I'm running out of ideas. I'm gonna keep it a buck, and there's just shit I want to say for later. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Once again, I love you all. I hope you love yourselves, and Jesus loves you. Peace out.